Still rocking after all these years.
This is the story of my rock and roll butler.
This is it, the show that started it all. Often imitated, but never equal. From San Francisco, USA, online since 2004. It's the one and only Rock and Roll Geek Show. With the original Rock and Roll Geek, Michael Butler.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My name's Michael Butler. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today's Wednesday, August 1st, 2018, and it is 12:53 p.m. when I'm recording this show. This is, I don't know if you remember last year, but for the entire month of August, I did a show a day for that month. I was part of this thing called the Dog Days of Podcasting, and I thought long and hard about it. I wasn't planning on doing it this year. I had decided not to do it. One, because my podcast mentor, Dave Slusher, decided he wasn't going to do it. Two, because my good friend Chiaki Hinohara of the Metal Moment podcast said he wasn't going to do it. And I thought, I don't really want to do it either. I don't want all the responsibility. But then I thought the last minute, I haven't done a show in going on 3 weeks now. And I'm starting to feel really guilty. And I need to get a show together. And what better way to get back into the groove of making myself do a show all the time than just to go ahead and pull the trigger and get back into the dog days. So here I am, folks. 1 year later, doing a show a day for 31 days. At least I'm going to try. There's a website called dogdaysofpodcasting.com, and there's 20 people or something like that participating in this thing. Most of the shows are done by either gamers or sci-fi freaks, and I mean freaks in a good way. Not really my thing, and I'm most definitely sure that I am not their thing. But I'm going to participate in this thing anyway because last year I kind of had a good time doing it. I enjoyed just turning on the Boss Jock on the phone or whatever, and just rambling off whatever happened to be on my mind. And so I'm going to do it again this year. Pulled the trigger at the last minute. I put a poll up on the Rock and Roll Geek Facebook page to see if anybody had any thoughts about it, if they wanted me to do it or not wanted me to do it. If a bunch of people would have said, no, don't do it, your show sucks, I would have not done it. But so far, one person said don't do it. The poll was, yes, please do a show a day. The other option was, no, the daily shows suck. One person did say the daily shows suck, but the rest of the people overwhelmingly said do it. So fuck it, I'm going to do it. So here I am, friends, day one of the Dog Days of Podcasting. Most of the shows will be short shows, although tonight I'm planning on doing a regular Rock and Roll Geek show, which is going to be probably my top 10 live albums of all time, my favorite live albums of all time. A bunch of people have already chimed in on the Facebook page at Rock and Roll, of the Rock and Roll Geek Show Facebook page. And a lot of people have also sent me emails to rockandrollgeek@gmail.com letting me know their favorite live albums. So I'm taking all that into consideration, and I'm going to do my top 10 live albums. I have it whittled down to, so far I have about, I think, 16 that I've whittled it down to. So I still need to knock 6 off of there. I have to do that by tonight. I have to give it a lot of thought. Because when you think about it, off the top of your head, you kind of think, well, there's not that many great live albums. But then you start rattling them off. And since I grew up in the 70s, which was the mid-70s, was the era of the live album. Frampton Comes Alive pretty much changed everything. And every band who was trying to be successful was putting out live albums. So consequently, there was a shitload. Pardon me, I'm not drinking any Tecates because I still have a lot of day left to work. I just came home for lunch and decided to bang this out. I forget where I was. Anyway, where was I? The mid-70s was the era for live albums, and everybody was putting out live albums, and consequently, most of my favorite live albums came from that time. So I have a lot to whittle down still. That's going to be tonight. right now, I just thought I would brush the rust off of me and get back in the podcast game, friends. So that's it. What you can expect, I could use some, help coming up with daily things to do. Most of the people that are participating in this thing have a theme, and I'm not really into the theme thing because I would like to. I mean, what if, for instance, I go out fishing and I catch a huge salmon? I'm going to want to talk about catching a huge salmon. I'm not going to want to have a theme, so I'm just going to keep it loose, and I'm going to try to do a little bit more rock talk than I did last year, but we will see what happens. Maybe I won't. A lot of times I'm going to be doing it from my car, driving around. I tried to do one when I was walking the dogs this morning. I have these Apple, what do you call those things? AirPods, the wireless earbuds. And when I'm doing it on the phone, I've been using BossJock, and for some reason, BossJock doesn't work with the Apple AirPods. If anybody's a podcast geek out there and knows how to get it to work with the AirPods, that would be fantastic. I'd really appreciate it, friends. Let me know, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. Otherwise, I'm going to have to dig out my regular earbuds and just record it through that way when I'm on the phone. It's actually easier to record and upload an episode from BossJock than it is to do it in my studio where I am right now. So sometimes I will be doing it from the phone while I'm walking the dogs. Sometimes I may even do it while I'm out in the ocean fishing on my kayak. Sometimes I'm going back down to the Rock and Pod Expo this year, so I'm going to be doing some from my hotel room. Some I'll be doing from the floor of the Rock and Pod Expo. After that, I'm going to be going down to Georgia to stay with my stepdad for a while, so I might be sitting in a tree stand hunting, doing some episodes from there. Then I'm going to go to Florida and do a little bit more fishing. I might do some episodes from the kayak and the fishing in the marsh. Who knows what will happen, friends? I may even do it when I can't think of anything witty. So anyway, you get the idea. So that's it, friends. Hopefully you will be with me for all 31 days. If you're not, you can always just fast forward through the short ones. If you're one of the Dog Days of Podcast participants, you will not hurt my feelings if you just skip over the Rock and Roll Geek Show, because there's one or two shows that I skip over as well. So do what you got to do, friends. I hope you enjoy your doing it yourself, because that's what it's all about, having a good time. And had a good time last year. I'm going to have a good time this year, I think, as well. Have not had any Tecates this day so far because it's still in the middle of the day. I will bust those open when I'm doing a Rock and Roll Geek Show tonight. Thanks for listening, friends. I'm going to close out with a show. I'm going to close out with a song. I'm going to try to do a song every Dog Days episode at least. Dave Benda, my friend who lives in San Francisco, who goes to the Giants games with me, and he's the staff photographer for the Butlers and Featherwich, gave me this book called Sick on You by Andrew Matheson, The Disastrous Story of the Hollywood Brats, the greatest band you've never heard of. I'm about 50 pages into this. I am really, really enjoying it. I had never heard the Hollywood Brats. I had heard of them, but it's a good book, regardless of if you've heard of them or not. It's about this guy, Andrew, who moves to London from the States and in pursuit of a career in rock and roll. And obviously you've never heard of the Hollywood Brats, so I don't think he was very successful in his pursuit, but I'm guessing that hilarity ensues on that pursuit. And so far it has. I'm enjoying it quite a lot. So I'm going to close out with a song from the Hollywood Brats. This is called Son of the Wizard. I will see you tonight with my top 10 live albums. This has been day one of the Dog Days of Podcasting. DogDaysOfPodcasting.com. You can find me on the Facebook R&R Geek. You can find me on the Twitter R&R Geek. You can find me on the Instagram Rock and Roll Geek. Don't ask. Send me an email to rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. If you have any topics or show reviews or anything, send them my way, friends. Because I need all the content I can get for this next 31 days. Rockandrollgeek.com is where you can find the show. And that's enough of that. Oh, by the way, thank you to everybody who donates to the show. Without your donations, this show would die a horrible, putrid, stench-filled death. I'm off now to go pick up my dog, Lafitte's ashes. She died last week, and it was a fucking brutal, brutal, brutal night for us. So we had to put her down, and the ashes are ready. So I'm going to go pick those up now. Here's the Hollywood Brats, Son of the Wizard. We will talk to you tonight, friends.
The only born son of the wizard. I come screaming in a thunderstorm. Got a heart that's as black and as bold, as cold as the night out of which I was torn. And I grown up laughing at the saintly virtues that I held back many a man. So watch out, baby, if you're sleeping tonight, 'cause I can take you if anyone can. Here I come, here I come. I ain't meaning to get you uptight. It's just an ever so friendly warning. Mommy, lock up your daughter tonight. I am the cause of all your nightmares when you're tossing in your satin bed. Yeah, it's me who sends those crazy dreams just to mess up your pretty head. It's me, your mommies and your daddies told you all to keep away from. It's me you dream of on those sticky nights and you're begging for me to come. Yeah. Here I come, here I come. I ain't meaning to put you uptight. It's just an ever so friendly warning. Mommy, lock up your daughters tonight.
It's a rock and roll geek train wreck.